Thank you, Sri Suresh Prabhu. Please take only 5 minutes. We have extended 3-4 times, and the extended time is also going to.
I'll try to make it as brief as possible. So thank you, sir. So this is one of the most important issues that we always politicalize and try to say that it has been raised by a particular party or by a particular individual with political motivation and try to overlook a national importance into such issues. And I am very glad that my very esteemed friend, Mr. Drona, has raised this important issue before the Parliament. I am also really grateful to our another illustrious member from Assam, Dr. Sharma, for raising another very important point that is threatening the cultural identity of a very important state, Assam. Sir, I sometimes wonder, when do we really have, as a country, as a nation, do we have to really, somebody has to raise such issues? Sir, we go to any other country in the world, we go to United States of America, there are some citizens who cross borders from Mexico, they are trying to fence the entire border, they try to throw away the citizens who cross over from Mexico, and they don't even let them come into the country. Sir, here we have been allowing, as if India is the only country in the world which has got no borders, in which anybody can come anytime, anybody can cross borders anytime, can bring in arms, can take away arms, and we are going to look at it disarmly because that's what we feel is our culture. But in the process, the entire country's identity is at stake, and I think that it's a high time that a government comes out with a very concrete policy. Sir, when there was a WTO negotiations going on, India had raised a very important issue. We wanted that if there is a flow of free capital, if there is a flow of any free trade, free services, goods are to flow without any barriers, then why there should be barriers between the countries if there is a labor, which is also one of the important constituent of the economic activity, should also not be allowed to flow from one country to another. All the countries in the world, particularly the developed countries, oppose this concept. If we had accepted this concept, Indian labor also could have gone to USA, like the US goods can come to India. In that case, probably would have considered these illegal immigrants in a different context. But when Indian labor want to go to another country, they are faced with all sorts of problems. But India is one country which does not really bother when people from other parts of the world would like to come into the country. Sir, very important issue is pertaining to Assam. I think I would like to highlight that because the state from which I come, the state of Maharashtra, is also facing this problem in a very big way. But whenever any citizen from Maharashtra, or for that matter any other part of the state, raise such issues, it is always said that this is a colored issue, they are trying to raise it on religious grounds, when there is no religion involved, it is purely a patriotic issue. So I will take a state of Assam as an example. Sir, that movement, a popular movement in state of Assam, was started in late 70s, early 80s, 79, late 70s and early 80s, for establishing cultural identity of the local Assamese. If we had awakened at that time, probably today we didn't have to face this issue, which is now engulfing the entire country. But even that time, it was thought to be a movement launched by opposition to destabilize the government which was elected in the state. And it was also thought that probably if we try to hit to the genuine demand of the citizens of Assam, probably the votes, some of the votes that we could garner would be lost. And in the process, so we have politicalized the issue, and today a state of Assam is on the virtual brink of extinction on cultural grounds, and I think we must really get ourselves, totally all the political parties, all the citizens of these countries must unite and should not look at it as an issue raised by a particular party on religious ground. Sir, I would not try to differentiate between people who once they cross borders, they come to us as foreigners. What religion do they possess? What national identity they had before they cross border becomes not as important because they are illegal immigrants crossing the border without valid documents. Sir, there are economic side to it, which of course has been highlighted by my many friends. I would not like to go into it, it is very obvious. But sir, what is important is when these people cross over the country, is what motivation they are coming. Sir, it is always refugees. Whenever they have been crossing borders in different countries, The United Nations also has got an organization which exclusively looks after the plight of refugees. Even United Nations Refugees Organization also talks about that they have to be segregated, kept separately. They should not be allowed to intermingle with the local population. And in any case, even United Nations does not talk about giving citizenship rights to such immigrants. But here, even without anybody demanding it, we are out to give them citizenship rights, even without verifying the entire process of how a person could become a citizen. So this is a very serious matter, and I think unless we really try to dwell upon it with all the seriousness that it demands, we would have lost a good opportunity, and probably one state of Assam would go away today, and later on many other states would be the same fate, and this particular August House, which is supposed to be the most sovereign body, which is supposed to look after the interests of the entire country, would not have served its job if we don't look into this, sir. So I remember that people crossed over the borders into India from Tibet. We, as a country, realized their plight. We provided them with proper house, proper accommodation. We are also trying to segregate them and kept them in different places. They have been there in Dharamshala in Himachal Pradesh. They have been there in state of Karnataka. They have been in different parts of the country. But sir, there are people particularly coming over from Bangladesh. They are coming in such numbers and in all parts of the country, and they are involving themselves into such activities which really demand that the government has to awaken. Sir, is there any machinery on the part of the government to detect such foreigners coming into the country? I think if we don't have a machinery, it is a very serious matter, and the government is not able to give the figures about how many immigrants have really crossed over. There are certain constituencies, particularly in Assam, in which the number of people, the registered voters, has increased disproportionate to the normal rise in the population in that area. So if there is a national population increase of 1.2%, 3%, the people's number of voters who are registered in a particular constituency is rising by 15, 20%. This is something which is unusual, cannot be explained by normal logic, and there could be only one explanation, that there is illegal immigrants who are coming into the country, and now we are thinking of giving them the citizenship rights. Sir, citizenship is not something which can be doled out like this. We are trying to insult the remaining citizens of the country. We are insulting the sovereignty of the country, and I think we have to follow the proper system which is mentioned into the Citizenship Act, and cannot just keep on giving away citizenship like this. And I think we'll be really alive to this. Sir, I realize the constraint of time. I thank you for providing me this opportunity, but also I must thank the mover of the resolution as well as the others who have spoken on this. Thank you, sir.